All right, I hope that this is live and that people can hear me. My name is Jackie, and I am a librarian at Cleveland Heights Library, and I'm coming to you with Appy Hour today. And I did encounter some technical difficulties today, so that is why I am a little bit late getting on here. But this happens to the best of us. Facebook was not cooperating, unfortunately, and so I am a little bit late here, but I hope that some people can come on here and that we can talk about apps for the outdoors today. So that's what I'm coming to you with today is apps for the outdoors. And what I want to talk about is two main apps, which is the Cleveland Metroparks app and then also the app AllTrails. And so I will get started with that. So what I'm going to do here is just go to the next slide. My name is Jackie, and I am a tech trainer at Heights Libraries and a librarian. So when I'm not doing that, I am one thing I've been enjoying while the library has been closed, besides bringing you programming, is getting outdoors. So Cleveland is great in that there are lots of opportunities to get outdoors. Whether it's our Metroparks or just some local parks, there's lots and lots of opportunities, as well as our national park south of here. So that's me. That's what I'm doing some of the time when I'm not teaching. So I'll go to the next slide here. So both of these apps that I'm talking about here, they are available for free. So everything we're bringing to you is for free. And you can get the apps through either the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on your phone. So if you are on an iPhone or like an iPad tablet, you would go to the Apple App Store. Most other phones, you can find the Google Play Store on your device to get these apps. So they're free and you can download them, but you do need to go to the store on your device. All right, so going to the next slide here. The other thing about these apps is because they are talking about getting to the outdoors, you will need to have GPS working on your phone. And usually when you go into one of these apps, it will ask you, hey, do you allow GPS to be run on your phone? So you would want to say yes, enable. I know that not everyone likes to have GPS running on their phone, whether you have a privacy concern or you're worried it's going to wear down the battery. So if you do not enable GPS, in most of these apps you can manually type in your location. And with location, you would be able to do a search function that way. But the easiest way to use these apps is to have GPS enabled. So if you're not prompted for that when you open up the app, you can go into your settings as well on your phone and find settings for GPS and turn it on if you do want to use GPS. So the first app I want to talk about is the Cleveland Metroparks app, just for the sheer purpose of it's our local park system. It's part of a big system in Cleveland called the Emerald Necklace. So there are parks that basically surround the Cleveland area in an emerald necklace. And the Cleveland Metroparks app, which you can put on your phone, is very useful. So when you open up the app, you will immediately see your location, and then it is labeling here the different reservations, so the different parks, part of the Metroparks that are near you. If you click on, there's a little leaf app in the upper left-hand corner. It takes you to the screen on the right-hand side of this slide where you can tap on parks or activities, visitor centers, amenities, trails to get different types of information. So here I clicked on parks, and you can see that it's giving a big listing of parks, and it is currently sorting it by parks that are closest to you. when I created this slideshow, I was sitting in Cleveland Heights, so it's showing me these reservations that are closest to Cleveland Heights, the library. So Acacia Reservation, Garfield Park Reservation, Euclid Creek. If you were to tap on one of those, it would give you more information like you see on the right here. So you can see on the right it says Acacia Reservation, and it's providing more information, just hours and a brief description of it. You could see that reservation on a map if you were to tap Get Directions, like if you were to tap the car icon, it would give you directions to get to Acacia Reservation from your location if you had GPS on. All right, so I went ahead here and I also tapped on Trails from that main screen, and it is showing me trails available. I chose Acacia Reservation under the option Filter by Reservation. And in Acacia Reservation, it's saying there's 2 trails, the Lake Loop Trail and the Woodpecker Loop. And you can also do things like filter it by activity, like if you had a dog or if you wanted to bike, also route length. And then on the right-hand side of this slide, you can see that it is providing you with a trail map, and you could zoom in or zoom out of that. It's showing you, in this case, I believe the Lake Loop trail. So it would provide you a specific trail map as well. A couple of other screenshots, just if I were to tap on hiking and walking as my activity, it's giving suggestions for trails that are good for hiking and walking. If you were interested in other activities, you could click on the activities option and choose one of those, like if you're looking for a place to fish, or maybe a trail that allows mountain biking or horseback riding. You could tap on those options. The Cleveland Metroparks actually do have a lot of horse trails, so bridle trails, which horses are allowed on. Hikers are also allowed on those, and I tend to go on those sometimes because they're a little bit more off the beaten path and a bit more like a hike in a suburban, urban area. You just have to be prepared for a horse to come around the corner, but I don't mind that necessarily. So those bridle trails can be cool to check out as well. So that is the Cleveland Metroparks app. That is really a great resource just because it is your local huge park system. So if you're looking to just get outdoors in the Cleveland Heights, University Heights area, the Cleveland Metroparks app is probably your best first resource. The other app I wanted to talk about was the AllTrails app. And this is an app that provides you with access to 100,000 plus trail maps. And this would not just be Northeast Ohio or really local. This would be nationally and internationally. So if you were traveling somewhere, you could definitely use AllTrails. And there is a free version of AllTrails, which is what I'm going to show you here, that has a lot of features. You could also pay for AllTrails as well if you wanted the pro version. So with AllTrails, this is just what you see when you open it up. Again, if you have enabled GPS, it will show you, in this case, top trails nearby. So nearby your location, whatever your GPS is picking up as your location. If you do not want to use GPS, you can see there is a search box under Good Afternoon, and you could type in your city or the name of a park you have in mind and pull up information that way if you're not using GPS. So you can also find outdoor spaces that meet your needs. Maybe you need a dog-friendly trail. Not all of them are. Maybe you need something that's kid-friendly or wheelchair-friendly, so you can tap on those options as well and get some suggestions for those. On the right-hand side here, I've just pulled up information about the Shaker Lakes Trail, and it is showing me a little bit of information about it, how long the trail is, its level of difficulty, so those sorts of options there, as well as directions to get to that trail from your current location. You can also download trail maps from AllTrails, which is nice if you don't want to have your phone out and using data when you're out of the house then you can download it ahead of time and have that trail map available to you. So AllTrails is going to provide you with those trail maps. They will also provide you with reviews. So this is other AllTrails users can come in and provide reviews. That can provide some pretty good information just from people who have actually visited the sites. If you'd like to leave a review, you can do that as well on AllTrails. And the other thing too is people can submit photos as part of reviews, so that could give you an idea too of the terrain and what the trail looks like. So looking at those photos can be helpful as well, and they're available because users are coming in and contributing those pieces of information in the AllTrails app. These screenshots here, they are for the plan feature and the record feature. So if you create a free account in AllTrails, you can keep track of your favorites, so some favorite trails. So that is under the plan option, just keeping track of your favorites. The record option is, and this would use data and GPS. If you want to record a hike of yours, you can do that under that record option, and it will record it on the map, and the elevation and the time you spent hiking, the distance hiked. So if you do want to start recording the different hikes you're taking, that's one way to do it, is under that record option. So from here, that was all about AllTrails, but I did want to mention just a couple more apps. One is called LeafSnap. So this is completely separate from AllTrails and the Cleveland Metroparks app, but it's called LeafSnap, and this is fun because even if you're not out on a hiking trail, maybe you're just in your Cleveland Heights, University Heights neighborhood, you can download LeafSnap and take a picture of a leaf or a flower, fruit or bark, and the app will provide suggestions for you of what species of plant that is. So that's a lot of fun and could be educational to learn more about plants, or maybe your kids are interested in learning more about plants, so that's a fun way to do that, is through the LeafSnap app. One more app here, which is kind of cool, and there are several of these available if you go to the store on your device. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Star Walk 2, although this is a really fun one because it's providing 3D images of the different constellations. But you would download this. Again, this one you would need to use GPS, and it will provide you a star map for your current location. So you could try to go outside one evening and see the different constellations that are right in front of you, and the star map will identify them for you. A lot of light pollution in the city, Cleveland Heights, University Heights, so maybe this is a good excuse to play around with an app like this to see some constellations during the summer. As we're trying to continue practicing social distancing, this could be a good activity that's not around a lot of people. So that's Star Walk 2, which is one of these star map apps, and it's a lot of fun to learn more about the night sky that way. All right, so talked about 4 apps here, the Cleveland Metroparks app, AllTrails, LeafSnap, and Star Walk 2. If you need any help, whether you have questions about these apps or just in general, we have a couple options to do that at this point. The library is not open to the public right now because of the entire COVID situation, but we are providing online reference help. So if you go to heightslibrary.org, you would find information about that. Essentially, you are filling in a form for answering a question, whether that's a library-related question or about a hold or your account. It could be a tech question.